Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our fifth official podcast episode of TSI.
Yes.
We know it's been a while, but we're hoping that we can start making new episodes soon. And with school kind of like
Yeah, we're seniors,
coming
so
to a
it's like,
close soon,
yeah,
we should have more time.
yeah,
So,
especially like because we're going to college soon, we want to try to get a lot,
yes,
you
this
know,
summer is
this
hopefully
summer.
going to be pretty busy.
Yeah, because like really, like when we're in college, we'll only have breaks to be able to do actual podcast ones. So yeah,
Unfortunate.
but it's kind of crazy because our last podcast was in August of last year. So
Actually, that's
it's been
insane.
so long. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, time has just gone by so fast.
We apologize.
Yeah, we're sorry. But yeah, today's our last day of spring break. We go back to school tomorrow, unfortunately. But yeah, I went to India. We have like a 2 week spring break, so that's what's cool.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Most schools I feel like only have like 1 week. But yeah, I went to India, so that was really fun. I haven't been there since 2018, so it's been 7 years.
Wow,
Which is crazy. Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, it was really fun. But yeah, and then we're gonna talk. We have like a lot of big news to talk about today.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing though is I don't know if you guys know, but yeah, Marvel had like this huge live stream a few days ago, where they basically revealed the entire Avengers Doomsday cast, and that was that was insane. And it was
We
really
have
cool.
a piece of paper here
Yes,
with all the names.
there's like so
So,
many, and
yeah.
then of course there's this picture of RDJ.
So yeah, a lot of characters.
Yeah.
We have Thor, Sue
Yeah.
Storm, Falcon as Captain, like Falcon,
Yeah,
Captain America.
Yeah,
Bucky,
Bucky. Yeah,
Shuri, Ant-Man. I'm just gonna name the entire list.
yeah. There's like so many.
Namor, The Thing, Shang-Chi, Yelena Belova, Beast, Sentry,
Yeah,
the new Falcon, which was the
he's in.
I forget his name in the
I think,
movie.
Joaquin Torres.
Yeah, Joaquin Torres.
So he's like Sam Wilson's new
Yeah.
sidekick, basically.
Johnny Storm, Red Guardian, M'Baku, Ghost, Loki,
Yeah,
Professor
Loki.
X, Magneto, Nightcrawler, Mystique, Cyclops, Gambit, Mr. Fantastic, and of course, our beautiful
Yes.
Doctor Doom,
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr., which honestly will be interesting because, I mean,
Yeah,
they're not going to talk. I mean, I know he was Iron Man, and obviously the other characters know he's Iron Man.
right.
It'll just be funny.
It's gonna be weird because like another thing. So the directors of Doomsday and Secret Wars, the Russo brothers, they basically like recently said that Iron Man's death from Endgame is gonna like play into Doctor Doom. So everyone's assuming now that like Doctor Doom is a variant of Tony Stark or something.
I guess with the whole multiverse that can happen.
It makes sense, right? And so like the other thing though is that Doctor Doom in like the comics and stuff, his face is like super scarred. So like we don't know like how, and he also like keeps his mask on for
yeah. I don't think they're gonna.
So who knows if they're really gonna even show RDJ's actual face? Like it's gonna be really weird to see how it plays out. His voice too, like they're gonna definitely change it somehow with the mask. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. But it is really exciting, and it's actually funny because like I was in India when that live stream happened, and so while in Arizona it's like it was like morning, afternoon when it started, but for me it was like nighttime. So I was like staying up trying to watch everything. I was like writing on this paper, but it was so fun just to see everyone. But it was really annoying because they were showing like a new person every like 20 minutes, so it was taking forever to get through. Yeah,
I just read this cast. I think somehow in editing we'll put maybe this list or maybe a list with the names. But yeah, it's a lot of people.
It's so many people. It's insane. Yeah. But I think one of the really cool things is that they're bringing back the original X-Men from like the 2000s. I know like there's some people like Wolverine is unfortunately not here, but like Cyclops is one of my favorites.
Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Or that's the Fantastic.
Yeah, Fantastic Four. But like still like I think that like overall universe, they're like the original. Yeah. I guess like Marvel superheroes with movies and stuff. But yeah, it's really awesome. Professor X is also cool because like he's played by Patrick Stewart again. It's funny because like he's already died 3 times in like 3 separate movies. So I don't know how they're gonna bring him back, to be honest.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But another thing with this is that when Marvel posted basically the whole cast on like Twitter and Instagram, like all after the live stream was done, RDJ commented and he said
Yeah.
something like how like, wow, that's quite a cast. Surely that's all
And
of them,
then
right?
Marvel responded and said, "There's always room for more."
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I
we'll
mean,
probably get more of a
a lot
cast.
more, yeah.
I don't really know like who else. Like these are all the big ones, obviously. So there
Yeah,
might be smaller characters.
right. I know some that were left out that people were talking about is Doctor Strange, Spider Man, of
Yeah,
course, and then I guess like Captain Marvel could potentially be in it. I guess you're right. Like some other smaller characters. Moon Knight
I
is
hope
like
there's
some other
Spider Man.
ones. Yeah, Spider Man. I'm really hoping he's in it too. But we're actually going to talk about Spider Man coming up here, like his role in it too. But yeah, and then oh yeah, Hawkeye of course and Hulk.
Oh
Those two are like
yeah.
they're OG Avengers who just aren't
What?
on this. Yeah, it's funny because they got Thor, but they don't have the two other like original Avengers who are still alive. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But yeah, basically, obviously they're hinting at some second announcements. So a lot of people are thinking it's going to be
Comic
at
Con.
Comic
Yeah.
Con, yeah, which makes sense because after Fantastic Four, they don't have any other MCU movie coming out until Doomsday. So
Yeah,
Comic Con's
and
gonna be
then
all
right
about that.
after Doomsday is the Spider-Man
Spider
4,
Man 4, of course, yeah,
which
2 months
that's
later.
a reason why people think that most likely Spider-Man won't be in this movie
Yeah,
because there's such a short window between when they come out.
right, exactly. And that's it because another thing, Tom Holland's also acting in the Odyssey, like which comes out 2 weeks before Spider-Man 4. So like that's like a 3 month window where he's
Yeah,
like there's just no
he's too
way
busy. There's
he'd
no
be able
way.
to do it. So
Um,
really unless he has a super small role in Doomsday, then
yeah,
he could be
like
in
they
it,
could make
but
him show up for like one scene and then
right.
make that scene like expanded, I guess,
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the next one in Spider-Man 4.
Right.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Right. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I think like I'd be okay if he's not in it
Yeah.
as long as they do a good job with Spider-Man 4. Because the same thing happened with Ant-Man too cuz back in 2018 when Infinity War came out, they had Ant-Man and the Wasp like 2 months later and they said like Ant-Man and the Wasp occurred during the events of Infinity
Yeah,
War.
and
So
then
they
they
might do the
added the
same
little
thing.
scene at the end.
Yeah, the post credit scene. So I'm sure that it'll be like that, and then Spider-Man 4 will have a post credit scene leading into him showing up in Secret Wars or something like that. So
Yeah.
really exciting for sure. I'm excited to see Spider-Man again, of course. So yeah, speaking of Spider-Man 4, there's lots of rumors going on around the main villain, and people are thinking that it's gonna be the Chameleon. So I just kind of saw this like recently. I don't know if this is definitely not confirmed. I don't know if this is just like people's theories or if this is an actual like some there's some source involved with it, but yeah, it is pretty cool because if you guys don't know, the Chameleon is like this shape
Yeah.
shifting villain.
Um
I think he's one of like the like super old. I think
yeah,
he might be
he's
one of
one
the
of the
first,
original
right?
or not is he a part of the Sinister Six?
I think like in versions he might
Maybe,
be,
yeah.
yeah.
Um
Because I don't know. I just remember seeing something where like the first Spider-Man comic had him as the villain or something like that. I don't know if but yeah, I think he's popular in that sense. But he like is like a shape shifting person. Basically, can look like whatever he
yeah.
wants. So
He has been a
yeah,
member at some point.
okay,
So like you said, different
right,
variants.
yeah. Because there's just been
Um
so much with different comics and stuff. But yeah, Chameleon I think is like one of the more underrated Spider-Man villains because not many people know about him, but he's actually really cool and could honestly like impact Peter's trust in his life and things like that. Um, but something else is that obviously Homecoming, like the post-credit scene had the Scorpion in it, so that's another thing. Like I don't know where the heck he went, so
yeah,
maybe
the
he'll be in
Scorpion in it
this.
also I wonder if they'll it'd be interesting if they bring back Adrian Toomes.
Yeah, Vulture. Yeah, that'd be
Um
cool too. It was weird because I know in Morbius he like showed up randomly in the post
yeah.
credit scene. I don't know.
I
It's
mean
kind of confusing.
the MCU does like they do things a little different than the comics. So I wouldn't
Yeah,
be surprised if we see like maybe not in Spider-Man 4, but if we see at some point like their version of the Sinister 6.
uh huh.
That would be really cool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, it could. Yeah, it'd be good because they have like a lot of setup for already with
Yeah.
Vulture, and then Scorpion could be in it, Chameleon, and so like that could form really well.
Marvel, if you're listening,
Yes,
Sinister
please,
Six.
please do it. Because also, yeah, Chameleon is actually the brother of Craven the
Yeah.
Hunter, so like that could be another piece. And then I'm trying to
Yeah.
think,
Craven
like,
the Hunter could also be in Spider-Man
yeah,
4.
that could be really cool actually. Because Spider-Man No Way Home originally was gonna have Craven the Hunter as the villain, and I think Jason Momoa was gonna play him. So I was always really excited for that. Obviously, that didn't happen. What we got is really cool, but I do hope to see Craven at some point in Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland. So that'd be really cool. So next, kind of moving on for Marvel, I guess. Um,
CinemaCon.
yeah, CinemaCon.
We'll
Yeah,
start tomorrow,
yeah.
and it'll be through April 3rd, which I believe is Thursday.
Yeah, so basically majority of
Um,
this week, I
yeah.
guess. Yeah. So this is awesome. It's like another huge movie event, kind of like what we had with
Yeah.
D23, things like that, Comic Con. But yeah, it's just a ton of announcements. We're gonna get trailers. Some people who go to the event, they watch like full movies. Like I'm pretty sure How to Train Your Dragon, the live action one, is going
Oh,
to be playing
really?
there. Yeah, so like people are seeing these things a couple months in advance, which is really awesome. But yeah, we'll get stuff from Warner Bros, Sony, Disney, Lionsgate, Universal, Paramount, a ton more, and they each have like their own scheduled panels and things like that. So really awesome. I think trailers are going to be the biggest thing. I know Superman is, I think, the most talked about right now because at last year's CinemaCon, the cast of Superman said that next year they're going to have some huge things, and so I'm guessing there will be a trailer and a ton of different
Yeah.
news, things
So,
like that.
yeah.
So that's really cool. And then some other movies we can hear about are things like The Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four First Steps, Wicked for Good,
Fast
Fast and
and
Furious
Furious
11,
11,
yeah, Dune
Dune,
Messiah, or Dune 3, yeah, basically.
um,
Um, Ballerina, which is like the John Wick spin-off movie,
Shrek
Shrek
5,
5, and then,
Lilo and Stitch,
yeah,
and Zootopia 2.
Zootopia too. So those are just like we don't know for sure. I mean, those are like most likely just because
Yeah.
a lot of
You
them
know,
haven't got much.
something interesting about
Yeah,
Zootopia. This really isn't related,
yeah.
but on the plane we were flying British Airways, and
Oh, I
I
think
saw that like if you scroll through the movies, they had Zootopia, but it's
yeah.
called
It's called
Zootropolis.
yeah. I saw that too
And
on the
I was confused.
yeah
I thought that was like Zootopia 2 or whatever. But so I
yeah.
looked it up, and it's called that's what they call it in the UK.
Really? Wow. Okay,
Yeah, I guess it's like trademark
that's cool.
reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I know because I originally thought Zootropolis was gonna be what Zootopia
Yeah.
2 was gonna be called, but that's cool because I also flew British Airways, so I saw the same thing. But yeah, it's funny. I think like Zootopia, I've seen just so much stuff about how like in different countries and stuff like that, they change specific things or something. Like the animals, I don't know. Like I heard
Yeah,
like a
they
news
changed in like
reporter.
I think in like China they
Uh-huh.
used the reporters a
Yeah,
panda.
it's a panda, and then like
Um,
it's like a
they do
moose
that with a
somewhere
lot of
else.
honestly.
Yeah,
I might make a video on like
yeah,
different because there's a lot of movies where things are different.
right. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's funny because like same thing with like posters and like yeah, there's just so much like really like weird things when you like look at different countries and stuff like that. But it is really cool because like I feel like you see different types of art styles, different characters, which is kind of nice. But yeah, and then let's see. Oh yeah, and then some like maybe things at CinemaCon are Toy Story 5, Spider-Man 4, and Beyond the Spider-Verse. So with Spider-Man 4 and Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's mostly because I think Sony scheduled like a 2 hour panel, and people are like just questioning. That's a pretty long panel. I don't know how they're gonna fit in everything. So like,
yeah,
you know, it makes sense why people are thinking Spider-Man 4 and Beyond the Spider-Verse because maybe they'll have some small announcements for those two
yeah.
movies.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Beyond the Spider-Verse should really get one because when you think about it, this movie was supposed to come out in March of 2024, and so we're now a full year after that. It's like it'd be cool to just get something like even just like a release date. Obviously, we don't need any footage because clearly there's something going on behind the scenes. But yeah, we'll see what
It's the
happens
same
with
thing
that.
with the what's it called, the this one, Doomsday.
Oh yeah,
Or yeah, because it was supposed to be released, or no, Batman 2. We were talking about it
Batman's
a little bit.
yeah right
It
before
was
yeah
supposed to be released in like the end of this
yeah
year.
this year yeah
Then they pushed it back to next spring, and then they
uh-huh.
pushed it back again. And I think they also pushed it back to 2027 now.
Yeah. It's I think well that's like four different or is that three different times? Yeah, three different
Three,
times they've pushed it back.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. Which I mean, because already I feel like a 3 year gap between movies is like,
it's
okay,
a lot.
that's yeah, it's like a lot, but like okay,
It's
it's
like
like
okay, it's expect like
manageable.
obviously it's a big movie. You need
Right.
to, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. But then it's like, I mean, that then we have an extra 2 years. That's a 5 year gap between, and also the first Batman came out in March 2022, and this is October
20.
2027. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I can't even like think about 2027 right now.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because like what we're gonna be college freshmen this year,
We'll be
so
sophomores when that movie,
or
or juniors
juniors.
when that
Oh
movie comes
my
out.
god.
That's insane.
I was what? I was a sophomore when
In
the
high
first one
school,
in high school when the first one came
yeah,
out.
that's
That
that's
is
insane.
insane. Wow. I mean, it's really funny because Robert Pattinson. I mean, he's just gonna keep getting older. How long is he gonna do this? I mean, even a trilogy. Because say there's another 5 year gap from the second one to the
That'll
third
be
one.
10 whole
That's
years.
10 whole years for
Like,
3 movies. Like,
yeah,
oh my god, I don't even think like the Dark Knight movies were
no, those
that
were
long.
pretty
Yeah,
quick
pretty
compared to
quick.
this.
Yeah. So it's just it's crazy. I know he did make the Penguin TV show, which I heard was really good. I still haven't watched
I
it
haven't
yet.
watched that.
Yeah, but so I guess he has been busy. But I mean, he's had 3 years to even make a script, and they still haven't made a script yet. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
bro's gotta lock in.
Yeah, he needs to. I just hope it doesn't get delayed again because that would be insane. But yeah, so oh, and then yeah, for Toy Story 5, that's also a maybe, but that does come out next summer, I think. So that'd be pretty cool if we heard more. Um, yeah, so beyond CinemaCon, we have another big event, which is Star Wars Celebration. So this will happen April 18th to April 20th of this year. The last time we had Star Wars Celebration was in 2023, so
It's
it's been a
been a
little
couple
bit.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's what they do. I think it's not every year. They do like kind of random times, but yeah, it'll be cool. At the last one, we got some big announcements like the Mandalorian Grogu movie, the Rey movie, the first Jedi movie. It's kind of funny because Mandalorian and Grogu seems to be the only one that's had any progress. So who knows what will happen with any of those announced things. We know like Star Wars in general has really canceled a lot of projects, so we'll see. Hopefully, we don't get more cancellations.
yeah.
But yeah, I actually made a short about this recently because Star Wars Celebration they have different panels as well for each day. So April 18th will be for Mandalorian and Grogu. April 19th is for both Ahsoka season 2 and Andor season 2, and then April 20th will be Star Wars Vision season 3. So uh, I don't really know exactly how it works because I think these panels are they're all three of them are with things we already know about, but
Yeah,
at the last one we
it'll
got more
be
like
it'll be
announcements.
interesting though.
Yeah, so I
It'll
don't
be
know
fun.
like how they do it if like there's separate things where they make announcements, but we'll see what happens. Because I saw there's gonna be a lot of actors there, of course, Hayden Christensen, Oscar Isaac, so
We'll
they
see.
could
Yeah.
potentially be part of like announcements and stuff like that. So yeah. Some other big news that got
Coco
announced.
2,
Yeah,
Pixar just announced
Coco
them.
2. Um,
That's also that came out. What is that like?
2018 or
So that's
2017. Sorry, yeah.
so it's 8 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I saw okay, let me search this up because I think this doesn't come out for like a super long time. Um Coco 2 Pixar. Um yeah, 2029. Why the heck would they announce this 4 years early? Like I really don't understand that. But
Yeah, 2029.
that means that that's an 11-year gap between. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's how long is that? That's a 12-year. Wow, that's a 12-year gap.
2029. Yeah, that's insane.
Jeez, that is almost as long as the Incredibles to Incredibles 2, because that was 14 years. I'm pretty sure. I just like why the heck like why are they doing that? I mean, first of all, why did they even announce this 4 years early? But I mean,
They shouldn't have. They should have announced it at least in 2027,
yeah,
if not
that's
like
the early. Yeah, I
2028.
agree because like I feel like that's a new thing they do. Like they just announce movies insanely
And
early for no
yeah,
reason.
and then
Yeah.
in a couple years we're gonna hear about how it's like way over budget or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, that seems to
Something
be
stupid.
every movie these days. It's like they get, the most insane actors, like A-list actors, and then it just
It falls apart.
so
Yeah.
much money. Yeah. And I mean, that's the reason why I feel like movies are not doing well now. I mean, I agree people don't go to the theaters as much as they used to, but like also movies are just so expensive now. It's kind of insane. But yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how I feel about Coco 2 because the first one was I really enjoyed the first one a lot, but I felt like it was a contained story. Like it didn't need any sequels. So I mean, part of me is interested to like how they're even gonna make a sequel, but at the same time, like I don't know why they need one. To be honest, I feel like there's so many other Pixar movies that could be better off sequels than this. Like Monsters Inc. 3, honestly, I think that'd be really cool. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, we're not probably not going to hear much more for a really long time. Probably won't see footage for until like I think 2028 at the earliest, really. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, and also I know they announced Incredibles 3 last year, so I don't know if that'll come out before Coco 2 or not. But we're gonna have a lot of sequels for sure with Toy Story 5 and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wish they announced Cars 4 over this because Cars 4 would be so awesome. I feel like so many people want
I'm
Cars 4.
praying.
Yeah.
Cars Cars Forward. It was funny because I was like I didn't end up watching it on the plane, but
Yeah.
like I was gonna watch the planes or like the original planes
Oh
movie. I was
yeah.
just doing like yeah. I need Cars 4. I need
Yeah.
Cars 4 and I need Planes 3. Like
Yes, I know,
please
right?
Pixar.
Like, because I feel like Cars, especially like, I feel like Pixar in general, like they make very emotional films.
Yeah.
I think Cars is kind of like there's still some cool life lessons there, but it's more like just a really fun
Yeah,
like
it's just like
series, and so
it's just a movie about cars and
exactly,
racing. Like
yeah. So
I
I feel
mean,
like that's a series where you can just make endless sequels. To be honest, I know they had that like short TV show thing, I guess,
yeah, the cars on
recently.
the road.
Yeah, Cars on the Road. That was fine, but like I think the
It's
movie just
not
would
the
be so
same.
much cooler. Yeah, with like actual racing again, or I'd be good with another Cars 2 with Finn McMissile and
Yeah,
like a
like
whole
some sort of
spy
spy
thing.
movie.
That'd be funny.
Or just like you said, racing.
Yeah, racing. Yeah, I feel like either way, it's good because I enjoyed Cars 3, but it wasn't like
It wasn't
one
my
of my
favorite.
favorite.
No,
Yeah, it was definitely my least favorite of the trilogy, I think.
I agree.
But yeah. Next up, Minecraft movie releases this Friday. So yeah, I guess like I know there's a lot of memes about this movie. It's kind of a joke at this point. You have Jack Black
I just
playing
don't know.
Steve.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's just I don't really know.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I might watch it just for the
the
just for the
jokes.
memes, just for the jokes. But in reality, I don't think anyone's expecting this movie to
No.
actually be good. Um, but to be honest, like it's made for kids when you think about it, and Minecraft is still a really popular game for sure. I played it a ton as a kid on my iPad and
Yeah, it was
console. So
definitely a part of everyone's childhood.
yeah,
That's for
for
sure.
sure. Yeah, and I feel like
In one way or
every so
another.
often it just kind of pops up, like even right now I just kind of randomly play it, so it is still really fun. But yeah, I kind of wish the movie was animated. I don't know why they did live
Yeah, I feel like
action.
that makes more sense for Minecraft.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah,
like when they take video game and like make them movies.
right,
Like for example, like uh Wreck-It Ralph.
oh
Like that
yeah,
worked perfectly as an animated movie, but if they just
right,
made that live action, it wouldn't have been the same.
right, exactly. because especially with video games, it's like they have very distinct, like I guess, art
Yeah,
styles and
like
different character.
Mario.
Yeah, like Mario. Yeah, and especially with Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph is like bringing in characters from different, like multiple different games, and each of
Yeah,
them have their distinct art style. And so, yeah, you're right. That would not have worked as live action. And even yeah, with Minecraft, it's like they can't make the people look like blocks, you know, and so it just kind of feels weird because Minecraft, that's kind of the whole point, is that you're a block, everything around you is a block and it's like a cube. So that's what makes it really cool. But yeah, we'll see how it is. I think the early reviews so far aren't great, but I'm sure it'll still be, you know, kind of funny to watch, and maybe it'll get some sort of sequel or something like that too. So we'll see.
perchance.
But yeah, like Super Mario Bros. Movie, for example, that was like I really enjoyed
Yeah, that
that
was a really
actually.
good movie.
Yeah, and like animation, that like that's the way to go. I don't think it would have been nearly as good if it was live action instead. But I'm excited for the sequel to that. Okay, next up, real quick, what I want to talk about is Daredevil Born Again. That's on Disney Plus. Basically, continuation of the original Netflix Daredevil show. So yeah, I actually never watched the Netflix one or any of their like the Netflix Marvel shows, but I've heard they're really good. So I just decided to watch Daredevil Born Again. It's actually really enjoyable so far, and it's like a whole new like side of the MCU because I think it's TVMA, so you know they show a lot
Yeah, there's
more,
a lot more,
yeah, like I guess blood and like just more mature themes, I guess, which
mature
is like really
content.
cool to see from the MCU. And yeah, I think Daredevil is awesome. Charlie Cox does a great job, and Kingpin is also really cool. So I think what's nice is that I'm sure Spider-Man 4 will somehow maybe be involved with this because Kingpin is both a Daredevil and a Spider-Man villain. Spider-Man has worked with Daredevil in the comics before too. We saw in the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, Spider-Man fight Daredevil. So there's just a lot of cool connections they have. It's like a whole street level side. So I think like they could even have Hawkeye and Kate Bishop be a part of this too. I'm trying to think if there's any other like I guess Echo as well, but I mean she's kind of like not as like not as major of a character as those others. But yeah. So yeah, then let's see here. I guess the last major thing we want to talk about is with the Revenge of the Sith re-release, which is coming up pretty soon in about a month on April 25th. So that's really exciting. Revenge of the Sith is one of my favorite Star Wars movies for sure. So I'm really excited to watch it like in theaters actually. And then obviously Phantom Menace came out last year in
Yeah,
theaters too, so that was really fun to watch again.
Revenge of the Sith is something else.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith is I like it's gonna be so fun to watch
Yeah,
Anakin versus Obi-Wan
like on the big
on the
screen.
big screen.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you think like we never got the
Yeah.
opportunity to see that because the movie came out in 2005,
Right,
and that
exactly.
was obviously before we were born.
Right.
So
Yeah,
like
it's like it's gonna be like such a cool like just thing to
like
do.
it's
Yeah.
a it's really cool to watch when you're watching. I remember I
Yeah.
think we used to we used to have like one of those like big like chunky but like small DVD
Yeah.
players that we would bring on like airplanes.
Yeah, yeah.
So the screen size was probably like this big. It was really small. It was
Right.
smaller than an iPad, and like we'd have all the Star Wars DVDs,
Yeah.
and like that was the first time, and I watched Revenge of the
Oh,
Sith
really? Okay.
on that, and even though it was so small, like it was so good.
Right, yeah.
And
So like
then
imagine how much better it's gonna
on
be
like
on
a
the big screen.
huge like
Right,
yeah
yeah. It's so cool because like for us, we only saw the sequel trilogy in theaters. We never saw the originals or the prequels, and so those are obviously the better movies for sure. So it's like gonna be so cool to because now I've seen Phantom Menace and then I'll see Revenge of the Sith. So hopefully, like I like this idea, like for the anniversaries to re-release like
yeah
the
it's
movies and
nice.
stuff.
It's just 20-year
It's
anniversary.
20
That's
years.
crazy.
Yeah, isn't that? And also, Force Awakens is 10 years this year in December. So like, it's just crazy how fast time goes by. But yeah, maybe that they'll release that one, re-release that one too in theaters. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, really excited for that. Star Wars Day will be on May 4th. I know last year they had something at like specific theaters where they had like a marathon of all 9 movies.
That would actually be incredible.
Yeah, that would be. But like, I don't even know how, because that's like over 24 hours. I mean,
yeah, that's 24 hours.
That's
Just
no sleep. Like, I don't know how the heck I would do that. I guess I would
I'd
skip
try.
the sequels. I'd watch the first 6.
Yeah, I do the first 6.
Yeah, that'd be funny. But yeah, that'd be really cool. So we'll see if they do that again. But yeah, that's basically all the news we have today.
All the big stuff.
Yeah, all the big stuff. There wasn't a ton, I guess. Like the biggest thing was definitely Doomsday, of course. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we get the Doomsday rest of the cast pretty soon. But yeah, we'll make sure to make more videos as we get more news about things. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll come back for another
Hopefully
episode soon. Yeah, hopefully soon. Bye.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir.
Yay.